morning everybody, welcome to today's class. I hope that you all had a lovely weekend. Let's get started on today's session. So we'll just start off with a little stretch through the back and the chest, which we've done loads of times before. Just interlace those fingers and reach the arms forward, slight curve. You're going to curve that back and just drop the head through. And here we're just holding as we take nice deep breaths in and out. Breathing in and out. Dropping those arms. Take the hands behind, interlace those fingers, pull the arms back, just slightly lifting the chest and the head towards the ceiling. Doing each one more time. Interlace those fingers, curving the back, dropping the head. Arms come behind, interlacing and pull the arms back and lift. So now we're going to lay down the mat. So I'm just going to adjust the angle of the camera a little bit. Just laying on the mat on your back. So we're going to go into our breathing. So as you're laying back, you want to have your knees bent, feet on the floor. You've got a slight curve underneath the lower back. Just rest those arms down beside you. And we're going to start to take nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through a pursed lip. Breathing in and out. In and out. So as you're taking your nice deep breaths in and out, I want you to think about the position of these hips. So you're keeping them nice and level. Imagine there's a torch on each hip bone and they're shining up parallel to one another onto the ceiling. Keeping the upper body nice and relaxed. So you want the shoulders away from the ears, the chest is nice and open. Keeping the weight evenly placed through your feet. So big toe, little toe and heel. And we're just gently tightening in the tummy. The next time that you breathe out, I'd like you to tuck the pelvis under, so you're flattening your lower back into the floor. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to release out to neutral. Tucking under to flatten. Releasing out. So as you're tucking under, you're trying to find that nice, strong, flat back position. Using your pelvis and the tummy muscles to move. So this next one, we're going to hold that flat back. Tucking under and we hold. So from here we're going to start to tighten in the pelvic floor. So as you breathe out, we're tightening all the way in with the pelvic floor. Inhale to release. So exhale, we tighten. Inhale to release. Exhale, tighten. Inhale to release. So thinking of the sensation of stopping a wee mid-flow. Sensation of stopping a wee mid-flow. Should be feeling as though those tummy muscles are working harder, back is slightly flatter into the floor. We're going to halve this contraction. So 50% tightening in the pelvic floor as you exhale. Inhale to release. So keeping that upper body nice and relaxed. Shoulders away from the ears, chest is nice and open. So if you're feeling really tense, you can turn those palms up towards the ceiling. That'll really open up in the chest. You're pulling your tummy all the way down towards your spine. Keeping that weight even through the feet, so big toe, little toe and heel. We're going to halve one more time. So 20 to 25% tightening. This should feel like a very gentle lifting, something that you could sustain throughout any exercise if you needed to. It's just working in the background. As you're tightening, you should now feel like that lower back is in a really strong, flattened position. You're using your tummy and your pelvic floor to help you to stay there. From there, bring your legs up into a tabletop position. You want your knees above your hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. We're going to go into toe taps. We're tapping one toe down and lift. Swap sides, tap down and lift, down and lift. So you're keeping your strong flat back position. Tummy stays nice and tightened. Use your pelvic floor. Just moving through the hip on that lift and lower. Staying nice and relaxed through the upper body. Breathe. 2 more on each side. Tap down and lift. Tap down and lift. Last one each side. Tap down and lift. Tap down and lift. From there, hug those knees in towards your chest. And then we're going to be on our hands and knees for our stretch out through our back. hands underneath your shoulders, knees under the hips. Tummy's nice and tight in here. As you breathe out, I want you to tuck the pelvis under so you're curving the lower back. Arching your spine. We're going to drop the head. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale, release the pelvis back to your start position. Working through the spine and lifting the head. Tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head. We hold. Releasing out through the spine. Head is the last thing to lift. So you want loads of movement through the back. Working into each section of your spine piece by piece. So if there are any areas that are feeling really stiff or sore, just slow them down. Think about working into each vertebrae one by one. So as we're curving our back, think of pulling the tummy all the way in towards your spine. As you're releasing out, think of those shoulders coming away from the ears as you lift that head up. We've got 2 more here. Tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head. We hold. Releasing out through the spine. Piece by piece. Lifting the head. We've got 1 more here. Tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head, we hold. Releasing out. The head lifts. From there we're going to push ourselves back into a shell stretch, bottom to the feet. And your arms will reach forwards. And then we're going to be on our sides for a stretch through our chest. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. So resting on your side, legs are glued together, arms are out nice and long and your palm to palm here. From here we're going to lift our top arm up so your fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you and we twist away towards that opposite wall. Holding there, take a nice long stretch before lifting back up and over. Come all the way back down, palm to palm. Lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you and twist away. Holding here for that stretch before lifting back up and over. To come down palm to palm. So we want to keep our legs glued together and grounded. So you're making sure this twist is coming through the waist. The arm is reaching long from the fingertips into the armpit. So you're really opening up through the chest here. We keep looking at this hand for as long as we can. Making sure you've got a good range of movement through the head. Breathe. We've got 2 more here. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you, twisting away. We hold, and we come back, up and over, coming all the way down, palm to palm. Last one, lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you. We twist away, holding here. Before coming back, up and over. So that you can come down palm to palm. It's never swapping sides. So you either roll over to face the other way or switch the end of the mat you're laying at. So again, those knees are bent, one on top of the other, laying down, arms out long, palm to palm. We're going to lift that top arm up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you. Start to twist away towards that opposite wall. Holding there to stretch. Before lifting back up and over. To come down palm to palm. Top arm lifts, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you, twisting away. We hold. Before coming back, up and over, to come down palm to palm. So as the legs, remember, are glued together and grounded. Getting this twist in the waist. Nice deep breaths. Shouldn't be holding that breath at any point. Stretching the arm. And the fingertips all the way into your armpit. Watching that hand for as long as you can. So you know you've got a really good movement of the head on both sides. We're going to take 2 more here. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. We're taking the head with us as we're twisting away, holding here. And we lift all the way up and over to come back down, palm to palm. One last time, we're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you, twisting away. We hold. Before lifting back up and over. Come down, palm to palm. From there, take a nice full body stretch. You can roll onto your back for that if you prefer. If you need to, grab yourself a drink. if you are ready on your back, just stay there. If not, then get yourself into position. So on your knees, bent feet on the floor. You're looking up towards the ceiling, so you're resting down. You're in neutral, so remember you need to have that slight curve through the lower back, and your arms are just resting down beside you. From here, we're taking a nice deep breath in to nod the head, chin to chest. Exhale, tighten through the tummy, lifting those shoulders away from the floor. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. So you want to be using your tummy muscles to give you that lift up from the floor. Your chin to chest position is there to try and keep that neck nice and relaxed. So you're thinking big nod of the head, then pull that tummy in to give you the lift. Trying to keep those shoulders away from the ears, really reaching the arms away. Using the pelvic floor, make sure that's tightened. Let's take 2 more here and then we'll change the arms. Chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down. Chin to chest, last one here, lifting up. Holding. Control back down. From here, we're going to bring those arms across the chest. Done this one loads of times before, especially in class. So like you're giving yourself a nice hug. Same movement, chin to chest. And lift. We hold. Control back down, chin to chest. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. So you still want to use that chin to chest position, keeping the neck nice and relaxed. Tummy stays nice and tightened. Doesn't matter if you're not getting as much lift. You're just working to where you're able to go. Keep tightening the tummy. Keep using the pelvic floor. Let's take 2 more here, then we'll change the arms one last time. Chin to chest. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down, last time, chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down. From there, your hands are one on top of the other. They're either onto your forehead, or if you need to, they're behind the head for extra support. They are behind the head. Make sure that on your head and not your neck. Again, chin to chest. Lifting the shoulders, we hold. Control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down. Doesn't matter where your hands are, try and get that nod of the head again to make sure that neck is nice and relaxed. We want the elbows to be really wide so that the chest is open. Remember to keep the shoulders down. So that tightening in the tummy, tightening in the pelvic floor. Let's take 2 more here. Chin to chest, lifting up. We hold. Control, back down. Last time, chin to chest, lifting up. We hold. Control, back down. From there, hug those knees into your chest. And then you're going to be either on your knees or on your front, whichever you find the most comfortable. Grab that drink if you need one. Okay, let's try and get me in shot. Okay, so if you don't like bearing weight on your knees or you find it really uncomfortable, then you can lay on your front. And just be nice and long, hands mat width apart in line with your ears. And you're going into chest lifts, excuse me. If you're okay on your knees, then we're kneeling up, lower leg is behind you. If you cramp up through that lower leg, just tuck those toes under. If not, they're resting down. Your knees are directly underneath your hips. You're nice and lifted through the upper body. You can have a cushion or something underneath there if you need to. Have those arms resting down beside you, shoulders are relaxed. Just slightly nod that head so that you can stay comfortable through the neck. From here, as you breathe in, you're going to tighten all of the tummy as you start to hinge back through the knees. Exhale, squeeze your bottom to lift. Leaning back, lifting up. Leaning back, squeeze and lift. So mine is really tiny. You can make yours much bigger if you want to. The further that you lean back through the knees, you'll feel it fire up through the front of your thighs, to your quads. Relaxing those shoulders. Let's take 2 more here. From here we're going to add in a little twist. Done this loads before. If you're on your front, then you're going to be lifting just one side of the body at a time. If you're on your knees, then bring your hands in front of your chest. As you start to lean, you're taking your hand and your upper body away. Looking at that hand, back to the centre and lift. Lean and twist. Back to the centre. So again, my lean is really tiny here. You can make yours bigger. You're looking at that hand just to make sure that you're taking the whole of the upper body with you. Use the squeeze of your bottom and your exhale to get you back to the top. 2 more on each side. Lean and twist. Back to the centre. Lean and twist. Back to the centre. 1 more time each side. Lean and twist. Back to the centre. Lean and twist, back to the centre. Whichever exercise you've been doing, bring yourself back into a shell stretch. So remember, your bottom goes back to your feet and your arms reach out in front of you. From here we're on our back, so we're going to go into the 100. Remember to just grab yourself a drink if you need one. So again, resting down, looking up towards the ceiling. Just stay in a comfortable position for the moment. I'm going to talk you through what we're going to be doing. So you're going to be in a nice flat back position. So you're tucked under and you're losing that gap underneath your lower spine. From there, I want you to lift your legs up into tabletop. So your knees will be above your shins. No, that's a lie, they won't. Your knees will be above your hips, sorry. Your shins will then be parallel to the ceiling. So knees above hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. If you want to challenge yourself more in that position, then take your knees away from the hips. Shins stay parallel to the ceiling and your lower back stays flat into the floor. From there, you're going to be nodding the head, lifting those shoulders with your arms long, palms facing the floor. So you're going to be beating your arms up and down for 100 repetitions. 5 as you breathe in, 5 as you breathe out, which I'll count for you. So the arms will look like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. From there, your hands come behind your head. You've still got those legs lifted, and you're going into 2 sets of 8, sitting up towards those legs. You're then going to rest your head down onto the mat. Your arms come down as well. Your legs will then lengthen as much as you can. So it doesn't matter if they're still slightly bent, you're straightening as much as you can. And we go into crisscrosses with the legs. So 2 sets of 8. And then you rest, we'll take a stretch out and finish off there. So we'll go all together. Find that nice, strong, flat back position. So really tuck under, lose the gap. From there, lift your legs, knees above hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. We're going to nod the head, lift those shoulders, arms are nice and long. And we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pelvic floor, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying here, place your hands behind your head. Your legs are still in tabletop. We're sitting up for 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 more, 8, 7, 6. Tummy's in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest the head down, arms rest down beside you. You lengthen those legs as much as you can. The legs crisscross for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there. Hug those knees into your chest, and when you're ready, come into a full body stretch, giving them a nice shake out. And from there, we're going to come up to sitting for a stretch. Grab a drink if you need one after that. Good, so as you're coming into sitting, let me just check up a shot. Yeah. Okay, so come into sitting and have one leg out nice and long in front of you. The other leg is bent with your foot touching your inner thigh. So you want this straight leg to be directly in front of you, in line with that hip. So don't bring it too far across, it's just directly out in front. Flexing in that foot so that you're stretching the underneath of your leg. From here, we're going to reach our arms forwards and up. So you're going to lift as tall as you possibly can. And just going to spend a moment just thinking of reaching those arms all the way up to the ceiling. From there, hinging at your hips, so both arms are still lifted, you're going to lean forwards, keeping the arms long, let the head and the back drop, then those arms can come down. So it doesn't matter if you're not touching the foot, it can be somewhere on the leg if you need to. You've had that long position through the arms. Holding there, dropping that head. You should feel it fire up underneath the bottom of that leg. Really tighten the tummy, reach the arms away, and you're going to lift back up to sit nice and tall with the arms lifted. And just drop the arms. Going again, so you're going to lift the arms out in front of you, same leg here. They're reaching up to the ceiling. Spend a moment just thinking about really lengthening and reaching before you hinge at your hips to bring yourself forwards. Trying to touch those toes if you can. Don't worry if you're more on the shin or the ankle. Tighten that tummy to lift yourself back up. Dropping those arms, doing one more time on this side. The arms reach long and they lift all the way up. Hinge through the hips to come down towards that leg. Dropping the head here is where we stretch. Nice deep breaths. Tighten that tummy, reach the arms away to lift up, and they come down. So from there we're going to swap legs, so the other leg will be reaching out long. Bend that foot in to touch the thigh. Already sitting as tall as you possibly can. Bring those arms forwards, reaching up. Hinge through the hips to come down towards the leg. Try to touch the toes if you can. You might feel tighter on one side than the other. That's perfectly normal. Doesn't matter if you can reach further on one side than the other. Dropping that head. Flexing in the foot, trying to fire up underneath the calf. Tightening in that tummy as you reach forwards. Lifting back up. Dropping those arms, sorry. Lengthen the arms forwards, lift all the way up. Really reach before you hinge forwards in that position. Dropping the head down towards that leg. And reaching the arms away to lift back up to high. Arms come down. We've got one more here. The arms are reaching long and away, all the way up. Hinging forwards, drop down towards that leg. Tighten that tummy, the arms reach back up, nice and high. Drop them down. Just take both legs out in front and give them a nice little shake out. And then bring your legs in so the soles of your feet are together. Your knees here are nice and wide and you're just bouncing those knees up and down. Good. Taking your hands onto the feet, take the bounce out. Just dropping that head. And push those elbows in towards your legs so that you're really opening up in the hips. Good. Okay, from there we're going to be going on to our backs. Grab a drink again if you need one. have your knees bent, feet on the floor just to begin with. Get a nice tucked under flat back so you're losing that gap. I want you to lift your legs back up into that tabletop position so your knees are above your hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. Take your hands so they're beside your knees. We're going to go chin to chest and lift those shoulders away. As you breathe out, one leg is going to reach long and away from you. The other leg stays bent in tabletop. Inhale to the centre, swapping sides, reaching long and away. Back to the centre. So my legs are obviously sliding across the floor. Your legs shouldn't touch the floor. It's just reaching down towards. Keeping that flat back. I don't mind if your leg stays quite high, as long as you're still in that flat back position, using your tummy and your pelvic floor. Chin to chest, keep that neck nice and relaxed. If the head is really sore, just drop it back down so you're looking up towards the ceiling, with your shoulders resting on the floor. So you're working through the tummy, really working on lengthening that leg. The leg you're moving should be nice and straight. With two more on each side, reach long and away. Back to the centre, reach long and away. Back to the centre, one more time on each side, we're reaching away. And centre, away. And centre. Just hug those knees into your chest. From here, we're going to stay in the same flat back position. So tucked under, still losing that gap. Again, your legs are in tabletop, so knees above the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. We're all taking our hands behind the head, not on the neck. And we're going to nod the head and lift the shoulders. So as you breathe out, again, that leg is reaching long and away from you. Doesn't matter how high or low it is. At the same time, you're going to twist your upper body towards the knee that you've left behind. Inhale to the centre. Swap sides, reach long and away. Twisting over. Come back to the centre. We twist, reaching away. And centre. Reaching away. And centre. So you're getting that nice length through the leg. Making sure it's nice and straight. Just twisting over towards the bent leg you've left behind. Make sure that you're using the whole of your upper body to twist towards that leg. Keeping the chest nice and open. So you're going to lose that flat back as you twist. Find it as you come back into the centre. Two more on each side. We're reaching away and twist. Back to the centre. Reaching away and twist. Back to the centre. One more time on each side. We reach away and twist. Back to the centre. Reaching away and twist. Back to the centre. From there you're hugging those knees in and rocking from side to side. Good. Still in our flat back position. Nice and tucked under. This time as you lift those legs up, they're going to lengthen. So as they lift to the ceiling, you're going to lengthen them as much as you can, like we did for the 100. So remember that it doesn't matter if they're still quite bent, it's the longest position that you can maintain. Hands will be beside your knees. Excuse me. We're going to nod the head, lift the shoulders. As you breathe out, one leg is going to come down, down and lift, swap sides. Down, down and lift, swap sides. So the leg again doesn't have to touch the floor or go very low, but what I want is the length on that pulse. And lift, swap sides. And lift, swap sides. And lift. So you're thinking long, longer and in. Long, longer and in. Breathe. And in. Don't worry if your top leg is a little bit bent. As long as that bottom one is reaching as far away as it possibly can. chest. Keep that neck nice and relaxed. You've always got the option of laying back onto the floor if you need to. Using that breath, tightening in the tummy and in the pelvic floor. 2 more on each side. Reach, reach and in. Reach, reach and in. Last one each side. Reach, reach and in. Reach, reach and in. From there, bring yourself into a full body stretch. Give those legs a shake out if you need to. Staying on your back, but this time you're in neutral. So you can have that slight curve into the lower back. Feet are on the floor, this time knees are bent. Just rest those arms down beside you. Just try and make sure that your knees aren't any wider than your hips, so don't let them start to splay out or knock in. Take a nice deep breath in to prepare. You should just be looking up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, squeeze your bottom, press into the floor with your feet. Drive those hips up as high as you can. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to come back down. So your head and your upper body is resting down. I'm just supporting my head with my hands. Squeezing that bottom, driving the hips up. We hold. Control back down. So you're not rolling through the spine or anything like that. It's a squeeze to drive straight up. Nice and high. Control back down. So it's a squeeze of your bottom that's going to give you that lift. Keep this tummy really tight to stop the ribcage and the chest from pushing up and out. Tightening in the pelvic floor. Nice deep breaths. Relaxing your shoulders, make sure they're away from the ears. We're going to do 2 more here. We're going to squeeze and lift. Holding at the top. Control back down. Last one here. Squeeze and lift. We hold. Control back down. From there, take a full body stretch. Give those legs a nice shake out. And then we're going to be on our hands and knees. Remember to grab that drink if you need one. So from here, bring your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Tuck those toes underneath you. If your wrists are feeling really sore, or you don't like bone weight on your wrists, you can bring yourself down onto your forearms. Just make sure they're not crossing over or opening out, and just resting down. From here, as you breathe out, you're going to pull that tummy all the way in to lift you off of the floor, the knees off of the floor just an inch or so. Inhale down. Exhale to lift. And down. Lifting up. And down. So you're using your tummy muscles to lift you, your hands and your feet are just there for support. We want to make sure that our head stays in line with the rest of our back. So just make sure that you're not dropping down or pushing too far up. If you're on long arms, you're looking just past those fingertips. And if you're on your forearms, just looking straight down towards your mat. Deep breaths. Let's take 4 more here. We're lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. Last 2, we're going to lift up and down. Lifting up and down. Push yourself back into your shell stretch. So you want your bottom to your feet. Arms reaching out in front. And then we're going to be going into our planks. So for our plank today, I think we have done this one before, probably in the middle of lockdown. We're going to do arm and leg lifts, not at the same time. Arm, leg, leg. Or maybe we'll go arm, leg. We'll see. So again, you can be on your arms or your forearms. It's completely up to you which one. I don't mind. If you're on your forearms, remember, don't cross or open. They stay parallel. What we're going to do is take one leg out behind. So your toes are tucked under, your leg is nice and long, and the weight is going into that foot. The other leg is going to come out to meet it. From here, I want you to tuck yourself under, so in that nice long plank position. You're going to lift one arm away, put it down. Lift the other arm away, put it down. Lift one leg, put it down. Lift the other leg, put it down. Then you can relax, okay? So arm, leg, leg. Then when you're ready again, we're going again. Step back, come into a nice long plank. The arm lifts, put it down. The arm lifts, put it down. The leg lifts, put it down. The leg lifts, put it down. Relaxing there. Continue that at your own pace. So what I don't want you to be doing is that thumping lift, 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 lift. Take your time with those lifts. So you get into that strong plank position. Use your tummy. Squeeze the bottom. Breathe. Then you can think, right, I'll just lift off and down. Take your time. You'll be there for a little while, but it'll be much better if you can have a controlled, smooth, strong position than rushing through it and your plank looks awful, your arms and your legs just flapping around. Just take your time and use that control. Breathe. Should not be holding your breath at any point here. So as you're lifting away, so you will be holding the plank for a fair amount of time, but that's only going to help to strengthen that position and strengthen through your abdominals, okay? Squeeze that bottom, pull the tummy all the way in. Make sure your bottom isn't too high. You'll know because you won't feel it working in your abs at all. Don't let those hips drop. You get that curve through your lower back. You're going to put so much pressure through the lower spine. Definitely don't want that. You just want a nice, strong plank position. Long through the upper body. Yeah, don't let the head drop. Try not to push too far up. Just think about that lengthened spine. And just stepping back into your plank. Let's go for 2 more here. Stepping back, tucking under. Find that nice long line. You're going to lift the hand off, put it down. Lift off, put it down. Lift the leg, put it down. Lift the leg, put it down. Relaxing there. Let's go for 1 more here. Step back. Long line for that plank. We're going to lift, down. The leg lifts, down. The leg lifts, down. Relaxing there. Take a stretch back. Roll through those wrists. Good, we've got enough time to do a little stretch at the end here. So what we're going to do is just work on the neck. Some of us tense up through that neck when we're holding a plank, doing something like that. Oh, you fell off. So from here, I just want you to drop the head to the side. Don't worry about an arm or anything. Just think about really pushing your ear to your shoulder. So you should feel a stretch down here, especially if you're tight. I'm just going to hold here and breathe. feel that stretch, ease, push a little bit more with that head. From there, you're just going to really slowly start to move your chin down towards your chest. So stay with that tipped over, just coming in. Keep the circle going, so you can tip over to the other shoulder. Or there, so you feel a nice stretch as you lift through. Holding that tilted position, you're just on the other side. Pushing that head down, stretching these muscles through the neck. And again, just let that chin come towards the chest in a half semicircle round. On to the other side, holding here. Last time, I'm going to tip around, circling, holding that stretch. And relax, just take a nice roll back of those shoulders. You can be in sitting, standing or kneeling here. And roll them forwards. Put those arms up to the side. We're going to lift all the way up and we're stretching over. Come back to the centre. We're lifting up and we're stretching over. Back into the centre one more time, each side lift up and over. Last time lift up and over. And relaxing there, that is the end of today's session. So thank you so much for joining me for today's class. So this is the official countdown for the last 5 sessions. So there's only tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I'm finishing before I have the baby. So yeah, like I've always said throughout, any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'm more than happy to help anybody that needs some advice or some tweaking of an exercise, or anything, just check in with anything regarding fitness, Pilates or stretching stuff. I hope that lots of you join for some of the other classes this week. All classes will stay on this Facebook page, WD Fitness. They'll be available on my personal page, Miranda Whiting, and on my YouTube channel. They'll all stay on there, so you can still use them if you want to go back and look at some of the older sessions. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see lots of you for the rest of the week. Take care. Bye.